right, so here we go. Today we are doing, headphones off please. We are going to be doing a just summary of everything that you have to know to be able to handle one of these problems. First off, can you write an equation? All right, so I'm going to give you a really simple start. We're going to have X be cows and Y be chickens. Now, I said it straight up, but I could have just written them like this, and if I wrote cows here, you'd have known that that meant X was cows. And if I'd have put chicks here, then you'd have known that meant chickens was the Y, right? All right, you're going to have a small farm, and you're going to have a total of 25 animals. That's an equation. So to start this little farm, you're going to have to pay some money to buy these things, right? Nobody just gives you free chickens. All right, so you have to buy some chickens, and you're going to have to buy some cows to start your little mini farm. So here's the other fact that you can write down. You have $5,000 saved up that you're going to use to buy these animals. You have $5,000. And the cows, when they're young, you're going to buy them young, and then you can raise them. Okay, the cows are $1,000 each. And the chickens are only $5 each. Jesus. Getting them as a little chick, they're pretty cheap.
How much total?
$5,000 total. $5 for a chicken, $1,000 for a cow. The first equation was just that you have a total of how many animals did I say? 25 animals. All right, that should give you equations. Then, if you wanted to graph them, you'd probably want to solve the equations for y, but you'll do that in a minute. For right now, keep them not solved for y. They're easier to, like, they're cleaner and simpler. Would you please compare the equations with the kid next to you? All right. Now, I did say equal to on the 25 because I said that. But what if I said instead that the most animals that you're sorry, listen, guys, you talking really distracts me. Stop talking when I'm talking. Okay. So what if I said the most animals that your farm could handle is 25? If I said it that way, would you agree it would be less than or equal to? Let's change it to that. That means it's going to be shaded under that line. All right. Next up, the other equation had to do with, it was $5 for each chicken, 5y, plus $1,000 for each cow, 1,000x. And that had to be less than or equal to 5,000 total that you can afford to spend on your animals. Now, given these parameters, you could get 5 cows. True? But you wouldn't get any chickens. See what I'm saying? So what if you're doing this farm with your spouse and your spouse says, I really want to have some chickens. I want to have at least 10 chickens. That's another equation. I want to have at least 10 chickens. There's an equation for that. Well, chickens is y, and at least 10. Y has to be less than or equal to 10. No, wait. At least 10. That means, yeah, you got to talk it through to see if it's right. That means I want it to be 10 or bigger than that. Greater than or equal to 10. At least 10 chickens. All right. And then, let's say that you personally really want to have at least 2 cows. All right, that's another equation. Now, if you graphed this, this is roughly how it would look. You'd have the two that are easy are x needs to be greater than or equal to 2. That's this line, and it's a little bigger than that. That's x is greater than or equal to. Here's my y is greater than or equal to 10 line. And greater than means shade above that. Those two are fairly easy to graph. This one, not quite as easy. I'm going to subtract and solve it for y. Everybody take a second and solve this for y. Yep. Did you get negative x plus 25? Yeah. Good. So then you could tell that it would have a positive 25 y-intercept, which is like up there somewhere. And I'm going to be vague because you've got a calculator. You'd be able to use a calculator for this. So it's up here somewhere. And then it's got a slope of negative 1, which means that it kind of goes over 1, down 1, over 1, down 1, over 1, down 1. And so it'd be kind of like that. And then it's less than, so I shade under that line. Do you see that I got a triangle kind of shaping up here?
Yeah.
You're right. I still have one more equation to do. But so far, it's feasible to get anything that's in that triangle, but we'll have one more equation. So now I'm going to subtract 1000x from both sides. 5y less than or equal to negative 1000x plus 5000. And I divide everything by 5. Well, those numbers worked out pretty nice. Y less than or equal to negative 250x plus
200.
Thank you, 200. You are correct. Good catch. And then 1000. There we go. Now that has a very steep downward slope, and it starts at 1000. So I'm not sure exactly how this is going to look, but I feel like it's going to do something like, I'm going to use a different color blue here. I feel like it's going to come from way up high, and it's going to slice it down like that, because it's going to be a really steep slope. But I know that those two lines are going to cross somewhere.
5,000 divided by 5 is 1,000.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
I just can't see.
It's okay. There's what I got. Y is less than or equal to 200x plus 1000. Is that right? I think it is. Okay. Good. So now, do you get that finding where these two lines cross is critical? That's the first moment I would have grabbed my calculator. Notice I didn't need one until now. But I'm going to figure out where this one and this one cross. And I'm going to need to adjust my window to make that work. So I'm going to put them on my calculator, but when I hit graph, I'm probably not going to even see where they cross. And then I'm going to adjust my window.
What'd you do?
Can I use a calculator?
Yes. Okay. So just so you can see what I saw when I graphed it, I saw one line that I could tell was kind of almost straight up and down. Remember that really like steep slope? That makes sense to me that there was one line that was almost straight up and down because there was a steep slope. But I can't see where they cross. So I don't know exactly what to do except I go to my window and I make it see more. Right now I go from negative 10, 10 to negative 10, negative 10 to 10. And I'm going to make that go out further. But if I think about it, do you think there's going to be an answer over here in the negatives? No. If I had to guess where my lines are going to cross, it'd be up there somewhere. See, I can be kind of strategic about this. I can be thinking I want bigger than 10 on the y. So that's what I think I really need to change, is my y. I'm gonna make that bigger, like, I don't know, maybe like 200. I don't know if that's right. I'm gonna hit graph and I'm gonna see if I can see where they cross or not. I went probably a little too much, but I think I'm gonna see where they cross. Yes, I can see where they cross. Because I made it go up to 200. I probably only needed to make it go up to 50 or something, but I changed my window. Don't know where that is. It's one of the very top row buttons. It says window. And make it so you can see where they cross. Then do second, calculate, intersect. And I just get really close to where they cross, and then I go enter, enter, enter. Now, I totally get that you might be alarmed that if we're going to order 4.89 cows. But do you get if we go to 5 cows, we're going to use up all of our money? All right, so in this case, if I choose this, I would end up having to be smart about this and go, well, no, I can't actually have 5 cows. I got to go down to 4 cows and then a whole bunch of chickens. I'd even get more chickens than that. Now, we're going to have planned out the test so that it works nice. You're not going to get 4.89 cows. But if you got 4.89 comma 20.1, you know how to find intersect. Yay. If you didn't, you may need to ask me about how to find intersect. Second, calculate intersect. All right. Cool. Now, imagine that you're done and you've got these this triangle that's been cut off with this line that goes like that, and you end up with this weird looking little shape. That's called the what? Feasible region. Good. And your answer will be one of those. And there's something called an optimization equation. Let's say that later on we start factoring in money into our little farming operation. And let's say that we're going to make, well, you tell me, what do you think you're going to make more money on, the cows or the chickens? Cows. Probably the cows. But I don't know, maybe the chickens selling the eggs, maybe that's a profitable deal too. But you would then have a profit equation that's like, we're going to make $2,000 on each cow we sell. Plus, let's say that each chicken, when you factor in the eggs that it gets you, is going to be like, I don't know, $100 for each chicken worth of the eggs. And then you could use that profit equation to check out these spots. I'm going to make up numbers for this. Let's say that this was 2, 10. Let's say this was 2, 80. Let's say that is 4, 50, and let's say that is kind of in a box now. It's got to be a decimal. 4.8 and 30. All right, so you'd take those 4 corners, you'd make a list like this, and you'd figure out how much profit each one gets you. I want to save you time. I just want you to find the first 2. You'd do all of them, but everybody figure out how much profit we'd have with 2, 80 or 4, 50. I got 12,000. Anybody else get 12,000? Okay, good. And then this one will be 2,000 times the 4 plus 100 times the 50. I think that's 13,000. Anybody else get 13,000? 8, 5, 13. All right. So we got our answer. We should have 4 cows and 50 chickens. I did kind of fake the ending of that one because it was going to be too complicated to use our weird decimal answers on the problem. So anyway, I just faked it with exactly what the corners would be. Some of these were close, but anyway. Okay, there's the whole process from start to finish. And the test on it is tomorrow. So what I want you to do for today is just go through a few of them. And at first there's a Schoology quiz that I'm going to have you work on with a partner next to you. And you're going to find them pretty easy. Like that. They kind of break it into little parts. And I think you're going to say, that was really easy. And if that's all you do to prepare for the test tomorrow, you're going to fail the test tomorrow. Okay? The Schoology quiz is good for practice, but it is not like doing the whole problem start to finish. So what I want you to do is, I'm going to pair you with somebody specific. I want you to work through the Schoology quiz, and that should go pretty quick. And then I want you to start doing actual real problems, and then I'll post a key for them at the end of the hour. Okay? So right now, these 2 rows slide next to each other. You now have a partner.
No, you can't.
Okay, let's read the three.
All right, work on that Schoology quiz together. These 2 rows slide next to each other.
It's not big. Back. Look at the.
Look at the yellow ones. Look at the yellow. It's yellow.
Oh yeah, Chad. Yellow's the one that had 3.
It's 3. Okay, so it's y is less than.
Y is less than.
You will
So
actually
it's-
work actively together on the Schoology quiz.
Are you sure, bro?
Take the Schoology quiz. Because you're done with it, that's fantastic.
I think it's 0.
When you're done with it, you'll work on the other worksheets.
1, 1. 0, 2.
0, 1. What was 0, 1?
Oh, 0, 2.
Okay, so I want to add one last question. It's a very good question. And all of these can be found with a calculator except the ones where they straight up and down line. You're going to have one of those. It's going to be on the test too. So then how do you do a point like how do you figure out where these 2 cross? Well, you know, listen guys, don't talk when I'm talking. You know that x equals 2, for instance. It's a straight up and down line. Now, I gave you this 80, but if you had to find out where 2 lines crossed, for instance, I'm going to give you one now. Everybody go off to the side, use some scratch paper, and write this down. There was a line here at x equals 2, and then there's another line here at y equals, actually less than or equal to negative x plus 8. How would you tell where they crossed? Somebody in here knows. It can't use a calculator. A calculator won't graph straight up and down lines like x equals. So how are you going to find it? Okay.
Just plug the 2 into the y equation?
Yeah, you got to put this together with this. So you have to know x is 2. You stick the 2 there. Do it in your head quick. Do you get y would have to be negative 2 plus 8, which would be 6. I know that's 2 comma 6 now. So you take this and you stick it in that other equation. That's what you'll do. Okay? When a vertical line can't be graphed, you just take that number and you stick it in the other equation. All right. That's all I got for the end of the video here. And now I'm going to release the key. so you guys can start looking and seeing if you're doing it right. Your job is to finish up both the worksheet, except you can skip number 3, and that Schoology quiz by tomorrow and be ready for the test. Worst case scenario, it goes badly. Remember, there is a cumulative test that comes along, and you can take it over again then. But I hope you don't do that. I hope you study hard tonight. Do well the first time.